In an emotional moment, Prince William couldn't hold back his tears after watching never-before-seen footage of his mother, Princess Diana, and his brother, Prince Harry. These clips not only bring back sweet memories, but also reveal private moments that shake the hearts of those who love the royal family. Stay tuned to watch these rare moments and find out why they moved William to tears. Do you think these images will change the relationship within the royal family? Leave a 1 if you think it will, or a 0 if you think nothing will change. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support us. Prince William and Prince Harry, long familiar names in the public eye, have gone through many ups and downs in their lives. However, perhaps nothing compares to the pain of losing their beloved mother, Princess Diana. For both of them, Diana's death was not just a family loss, but a major turning point that changed their lives forever. The truth is, after their mother's passing, the relationship between William and Harry gradually began to fracture. This is not an easy truth to admit, but the discord had been simmering for a long time, and it became one of the factors that led to the significant changes in their lives. On an ordinary day, Prince William was performing his duties in the royal archives, where he was helping to sort through old photos and tapes to preserve the family history. The task seemed nothing out of the ordinary to him. Each box of documents opened, each photo reviewed, was just part of his daily routine. But then something unexpected happened. A simple disc with no label or notes caught his attention. William, intrigued, inserted it into his laptop, and a faded image slowly began to appear. As the screen lit up, the first images that appeared were of Diana, his mother. In the video, Diana was chasing after Harry, who was laughing joyfully. The scene was incredibly warm, intimate, and full of love. They were simply a mother and son, lost in a moment of happiness, with no outside world intruding. William couldn't believe his eyes. He had never seen this footage before. It wasn't in the public archives, nor had it been shown at any family screenings. This video wasn't just a family film. It was truly something very private. William couldn't stop himself as he watched the warmth in his mother's eyes, the way Diana gently tucked Harry's hair behind his ear, and the moment she whispered into his ear, making Harry burst into laughter. Although the words couldn't be heard clearly, the emotion in those gestures conveyed a powerful message. This video was not just a memory, but a door that opened to a past. William didn't realize he had buried so deeply. As he watched those moments, he couldn't help but feel the pain of loss, as if a part of the past had slipped away, never to return. As William continued to gaze at the screen, he not only saw images of Diana and Harry, but also felt the warm sunlight of the old garden, heard the laughter echoing through the fences, and saw himself in those carefree moments, playing without a single burden. It felt like a dream, a beautiful memory that now only existed in this video. He recalled those peaceful days when everything seemed simple and filled with love, but now all that remained was just a memory. The attention from the world was undeniable, but it was also a world that had long since vanished. As the video played, William felt his breath tighten. Emotions surged, and he couldn't hold back the tears. He blinked, hoping to push them down, but the feelings only rose, higher than ever. This wasn't just about missing his mother. It was also about the comfort and safety Diana had provided during years he had never allowed himself to feel. Throughout his life, William had carried the strength to uphold what was necessary, not just for the public, but for his family. But this video, it cut straight through that facade, revealing all the emotions he had buried for so long. William sat there, his eyes blank, struggling to hold back the tears that were impossible to contain. The staff around him noticed but respected the silence. No one asked anything, no one approached, and William was grateful for that. Because deep down, he knew he wasn't okay. What struck him the most wasn't the joy in Diana's eyes, but the way she was entirely focused on Harry. It was as if nothing else mattered but her little son. The way she smiled, her gentle gaze, it all spoke volumes that words couldn't express. And all of that, it wasn't just a moment in the video. It was a profound message, a reminder of the pure love Diana had for them. William sat there, letting the pain rise and fall in waves. This time he didn't fight it. There was a moment when he allowed it to wash over him, and it was a kind of sorrow that didn't scream, but whispered and stayed. His thoughts turned to Harry, not just the boy in the video, but the brother who now felt so distant. They had once shared that love, but over the years, something had fractured. Something neither of them could figure out how to fix. But this video, it was undeniable proof of a beautiful, genuine beginning. William stood up hoping that a few steps around the room would ease his heart, but it didn't. He sat back down, staring at the screen, replaying the video again, this time slowly, as if trying to absorb every second into his memory. The video had awakened something in William. Not just the pain, but the clarity. No matter how far they had drifted apart, they had once been just two boys running around their mother's feet, savoring every moment of love that Diana had given them. And that truth could never be erased. This video, like a message for both brothers, brought with it a surprising feeling regret. Regret for the silence, for the conversations they had missed, and for allowing time and misunderstanding to build a wall between them. William sat down, covering his face, and let all the emotions pour out. This pain wasn't loud, but it was silent, suffocating, filling a room without making a sound. Yet it felt like something had long passed its expiration date. Finally, William stood up, walked over to the window, and looked outside. The sky hadn't changed, but he had. That video, in just a few minutes, had peeled away years of distance, not only between him and his brother, but also from his own emotions. He didn't just miss Diana. He realized that her absence had profoundly shaped everything that came after. All the times he chose silence over showing weakness, all the pressures he accepted without question, and all the wounds he had hidden. He recognized that the sorrow had quietly existed within him all this time. The pain of losing a mother is an incredibly agonizing experience that no child or parent should ever have to endure. Although one might think it will gradually fade, the truth is the pain doesn't disappear. It quietly waits, and then one day it returns, forcing William to confront everything that had been buried for so long. As he stepped outside, the cool breeze against his face was a reminder that the world still kept turning. But inside, something had changed. He wasn't ready to share this pain with many, but he also couldn't keep it all to himself. When William returned home, Kate was going about her usual tasks, unaware that he had just discovered something deeply personal. A single glance at his face, however, told Kate that something was different. William didn't say much. He simply reached for his phone, plugged in the flash drive, and opened the video. They sat close together, and William let the video speak for itself. Kate didn't ask anything, nor did she try to ease the moment. She simply took his hand quietly, staying by his side, knowing that this was a space William rarely opened up to others, even to himself. The next morning, William felt something shift within himself. Not everything, but enough for him to take a step forward. He quietly approached a few family members, not pressuring them, not making a fuss. He simply said there was something they might want to see, something that had deeply moved him. Only those close to Diana were invited. They gathered in a private room away from the press and distractions. When the screen flickered to life, a quiet atmosphere enveloped the room, and for several minutes everyone sat in silence watching the screen. No one spoke, no one needed to. Diana seemed to fill the entire room, not with her body, but with her presence. Her laughter, the warmth in her eyes, everything evoked something that words could never fully capture. After the video ended, no one rushed to speak, but the memories of Diana slowly came to life. One person laughed, recalling one of her silly remarks, while another gently spoke about how Diana always made time for others, no matter how busy or tired she was. They weren't just reminiscing, they were truly healing. William sat quietly, not needing to guide the conversation. He felt grateful that this small moment had brought everyone together in a way they hadn't expected in a long time. In the days that followed, William found himself quietly reflecting on the video. It had done more than just stir old emotions. It had brought up something he hadn't properly addressed in many years: guilt. On quiet nights when the house was still, he would lie awake replaying the scenes in his mind. He thought about the promises he had made to himself after Diana's death to protect Harry and maintain their brotherly bond. But life had changed too quickly, and somewhere along the way that promise had slipped away. He wondered if he could have done more. Perhaps he had been too focused on duty, too concerned with the expectations of the public, not realizing that he had neglected the important emotions and the precious moments with his own brother. William recalled the brother Harry once needed the one Diana had worked so hard to bring closer. He didn't feel a loud, overpowering guilt. No crashing realization, just soft whispers that quietly lingered. He remembered the moments when Harry reached out in confusion or frustration. In those times, William had built a structure of his own, a set of rules that avoided connection, that refused to listen. Now he saw it all in a different light. Diana had created a precious bond between them, but over the years that bond had slowly fractured. William didn't blame Harry, didn't criticize him. He turned inward, realizing that not everything could be fixed all at once. It was a process, a continual effort. With quiet determination, William decided to do something about the situation. One morning, he picked up his phone, staring at the screen. How do you reconnect after so many years of silence? How do you move past the fog of old wounds? He typed a message, then deleted it, tried again, then pulled back. Finally, he kept it simple. I happened to learn something about Mom. I'd like to talk. He pressed send. The following hours dragged by slowly as he stayed busy with the kids, helping around the house, trying to hold his ground, but his thoughts kept drifting. Finally, the phone rang. A brief reply, but enough to open the door. They scheduled a video call, still no face-to-face meeting, just a video chat, but that was enough. When the day came, William sat quietly in a small room. The call connected, and Harry, though older and changed, was still so familiar. At first, both were hesitant, but then William gave a small smile and Harry responded in kind. There were no grand words, no speeches, just a beginning. William spoke about the video he had found, how it had affected him, and how it had brought back everything they once shared. He told Harry that the video reminded him of who they were before the world intervened, just two boys with a mother who loved them. Harry listened and nodded, knowing that the love between them had once been immense, but now it was gone, and that was the saddest part. The call ended with a silence. Not awkward, but filled with contemplation. For the first time in many years, William leaned back in his chair and exhaled. It wasn't a complete fix, not a reunion, but it was real, and that mattered. In the weeks that followed, they kept in touch. Not every day, but occasionally there were messages, short calls, moments of shared connection. William didn't rush, didn't try to force anything. He just continued showing up. Eventually, he sent Harry the video, and a few days later, Harry replied, "It's hard to watch, but beautiful." That was it, but it was everything. Because this time, the connection wasn't about reconciling with the public, but reconciling with each other quietly from a place that truly mattered. After that call, William began to think more about the meaning of carrying Diana's memory. Not as an obligation, but as something alive, something that could still grow. He didn't want her to fade into the background of old photos and history books. He wanted her warmth, her values, and her love to continue not just in stories, but in actions. He began to pay closer attention to her belongings, the old boxes, the handwritten notes, the photographs that hadn't seen the light of day in years. Not out of nostalgia, but with purpose. For now, he understood that Diana's legacy wasn't just about what she had done, but about how she made people feel seen, heard, and loved. In the peaceful days that followed, William began to open each of Diana's box's items that had been carefully stored away untouched. He felt it was time. The letters, the photos, the gifts, each piece was a fragment of a life fully lived. And with every item, a memory rushed back not just for him, but for what Diana had left behind for them. Each of these things seemed like a part of her still existing, carrying with it the love and connection they had shared. How do you feel about this journey of Prince William? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to follow more touching stories. William didn't want Diana's belongings to remain dormant. He wanted them to breathe again, to tell her story in a way only they could. So he called in trusted staff to begin the work. They worked quietly, without haste or pressure, simply being careful and open-hearted. Every photo was labeled, each item recorded. But it wasn't just about organization. It was about remembrance. At the same time, William reached out to those who had been close to Diana, friends, former assistants, people who had witnessed firsthand her work and influence. Some hadn't spoken in years, while others remained in touch. Each conversation brought Diana to life once more. They shared how Diana had touched lives not with words, but through kind actions, like holding hands in hospital rooms, kneeling to talk to children, and listening when no one else would. These stories slowly filled the gaps between headlines and history, and a fuller picture of Diana began to emerge, not just as the Princess of Wales, but as the real woman who had been there all along. William also began to understand the reasons Diana had once fought. Some issues were still evolving, while others had quietly faded over time. He reached out inquiring about everything and wondering if there was anything he could do to help. He wasn't trying to replace Diana. He simply wanted to carry a part of her forward. And that was how to keep kindness alive. Over time, William started thinking about something more lasting, a place to honor Diana in a way that felt authentic. Not a grand monument, not a cold gallery, but something soft, familiar, and personal. He imagined a space filled with fragments of Diana, not just objects, but moments. A peaceful garden or a quiet room adorned with her photographs. A space where people could sit and remember without judgment, where she could feel like herself. William spoke with those closest to him who helped him carefully shape the idea. Every choice mattered, as this wasn't about creating something for the world to admire, but about capturing the essence of Diana, her warmth, her honesty, and her compassion. Throughout the process, William kept Harry updated. He didn't ask Harry to participate, didn't expect him to, but he kept the door open, sending updates and asking if there were any memories or items Harry wanted to include. Sometimes Harry replied, sometimes he didn't, and that was perfectly fine. William understood that healing couldn't be rushed. William also thought about his own children, the ones who had never met their grandmother. So he set aside some things, the quiet keepsakes and soft stories. He wanted to tell his children about Diana, share with them who she was, in a way they could understand when they were ready. Over time, William felt something change. He still remembered Diana, and he always would, but he no longer felt trapped by that pain. The sorrow had become a purpose, and in that purpose he had found peace. Not because the past had been fixed, but because Diana's love had found a way to evolve. It was never meant to be public, but a small clip, just a few seconds of Diana laughing and playing with her grandsons in the garden, had quietly found its place in a documentary about her life. William thought long and hard before agreeing. This wasn't about headlines about visibility, it was about sharing something real. In the clip, Diana was holding Harry, turning him toward the camera, and smiling directly. It was brief, unfiltered, and incredibly warm. The response was immediate. Messages poured in from all over the world. Some people cried, others sent long notes about how they had never stopped missing her. Many recalled exactly where they were the day she passed. But this time, their memories weren't just tied to sorrow. They were also tied to joy, because the clip didn't show a tragic end. It showed a mother full of life, love, and laughter. And through that, Diana returned not as a symbol, but as a person, a deeply loving individual, someone still important. Sometimes the smallest things carry the greatest weight. For Prince William, the decision to share a personal piece of history, just a few seconds of Diana, was not something planned in advance. But it was part of the healing process, a way to reconnect with the past and bring Diana back in the way she deserved. The laughter and love did more than William ever expected. It didn't just bring Diana back for him, it brought her back for everyone. People didn't see a princess in that video, they saw a mother. They saw warmth, gentleness, and quiet strength, things that remained long after the screen went dark. Messages flooded in, some sharing stories from years ago, moments when Diana's smile had comforted or inspired them. Others simply thanked William not because the video was dramatic, but because it was real. It reminded them of the most important aspect of Diana, her humanity. From that perspective, people began to see William and Harry in a different light. For the first time in a long while, the headlines weren't about their disagreements. They were no longer judged for their conflicts, but for what had connected them, for what they had lost, and perhaps what they still had to rebuild. Strangely, that short video not only helped the family, but it also helped old friends reconnect. It sparked conversations among relatives who hadn't spoken in years. Online communities shared stories, crying together, remembering one another. In its quiet way, the video slowed everything down. Princess Anne has always demonstrated a strong commitment to organizations and community service, showcasing her genuine care and drive to help those in need. She has actively participated and used her platform to raise awareness for charitable causes. Despite being a princess, Anne remains deeply connected to the real-world issues, attending events to discuss sensitive topics. She is not only a royal member, but also a woman with a significant influence on society. In 1973, Princess Anne became engaged to Captain Mark Phillips, a former Olympic equestrian, and their marriage was widely praised. However, this marriage also marked a shift in Anne's approach to life and her responsibilities. In interviews, she openly discussed the pressures that came with being a princess, with the extremely high expectations that made it difficult for her to maintain a sense of personal freedom. Princess Anne also publicly admitted that she didn't enjoy public walks, a royal tradition in which family members often greet the public. Despite the high expectations placed on her, Anne carved out her own path. She worked tirelessly on royal duties, but also maintained her personal interests, particularly her passion for horses. Anne always accompanied her mother, Queen Elizabeth, to support her at official events, but she still preserved her independence and a strong sense of self. She has been open about her relationship with her mother, stating that the Queen always led by example and understood what motivated society throughout her 7 decades of reign. Princess Anne has always been a prominent figure in royal duties, attending important events and representing the British monarchy with grace and dignity. From an early age, Anne demonstrated her commitment to public service with some of her most notable appearances, such as her visit to the Soviet Union in the 1970s. She has represented the Queen at key events, highlighting her role in diplomacy and peace-building during a time of tense international relations. Princess Anne is one of the tireless and dedicated members of the royal family, always involved in numerous important meetings and events, representing the royal family at occasions like state banquets and cultural activities. She was particularly treated as royalty in Papua New Guinea, where she visited a local school showcasing the country's cultural diversity. Anne has consistently stood out in welcoming dignitaries and participating in discussions on key issues. Princess Anne has spent much of her life supporting various humanitarian causes, particularly initiatives aimed at helping others and improving the lives of those in need. As the president of Save the Children UK, she has led efforts to assist children around the world. Her charitable work is not limited to the UK. She has traveled extensively to countries like India, Africa, and the Middle East, where she has worked to raise awareness about children's rights and education. Her global influence has made her a symbol of compassion and advocacy on the international stage. In recognition of her tireless service, Princess Anne was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize in 1990, a testament to her life of dedication to humanitarian work, particularly in improving the lives of children in the most challenging parts of the world. One of her most significant achievements was the establishment of the Princess Royal Trust for Careers, an organization that supports unpaid caregivers. Through this work, she has helped raise awareness of the challenges caregivers face and ensured they receive the support and recognition they deserve. In addition to her charitable work, Princess Anne has been involved in the arts and sciences. As a patron of several organizations related to these fields, she has supported initiatives that promote cultural heritage and scientific advancement. Her role in the arts and sciences has helped strengthen the bond between the royal family and the creative world, encouraging greater innovation and creativity. Princess Anne not only works tirelessly in her royal duties, but also nurtures her personal interests, particularly her passion for horses. While she often accompanied her mother, Queen Elizabeth, to official events, she maintained her independence and a strong sense of self. Princess Anne has been open about her relationship with her mother, stating that the Queen always led by example and understood what had driven society throughout her 7-decade reign. Princess Anne's lifetime of charitable service is a testament to her resilience and determination. Despite facing numerous pressures, she has always maintained a balance between her royal responsibilities and her charitable work. Her unwavering dedication has helped countless individuals and inspired many to give back to society. Princess Anne continues to contribute to causes greater than herself through significant leadership roles and her commitment to communities worldwide. Princess Anne has continuously raised awareness about the challenges faced by caregivers, ensuring they receive the support and recognition they deserve. She has devoted significant effort to charitable work, particularly in her role as president of Carers Trust, an organization that helps family caregivers. Her contributions to charitable organizations have played a key role in changing the lives of many people around the world. In addition to her charitable work, Princess Anne is the chief patron of St. John's Ambulance, participating in crucial life-saving training programs. She is particularly committed to first aid education and emergency services, especially through her work with St. Andrew's First Aid in Scotland. This work helps her encourage communities to equip themselves with the necessary knowledge to save lives in emergency situations. Princess Anne is also a passionate patron of numerous arts and science organizations, contributing to the advancement of cultural and scientific initiatives. She firmly believes in the crucial role of arts and science in society and continues to strengthen the connection between the royal family and the fields of creativity and innovation. She consistently supports activities aimed at preserving cultural heritage while also creating opportunities for sustainable scientific development. With numerous leadership roles throughout her career, Princess Anne has demonstrated her excellence in fields such as education, charity, and sports. As the president of Save the Children UK, she has worked tirelessly to protect the rights of children worldwide. Additionally, she chairs the War Memorials Committee, overseeing the conservation of war memorials, and actively participates in sustainable transportation initiatives. Princess Anne has always supported women's causes, advocating for the empowerment of women and ensuring their voices are heard. Despite having a busy royal career, Princess Anne found time for her personal life, particularly in matters of the heart. Her first marriage to Captain Mark Phillips was widely publicized and attracted significant public attention. However, after many years together, their marriage faced difficulties, especially with the revelation of Mark's affair with art teacher Heather Tonkin. Ultimately, the couple divorced in 1992. After her divorce, Princess Anne married Timothy Lawrence, a naval officer and longtime friend. Their wedding was a private affair without the noisy attention of the public. This marked an important turning point in Princess Anne's life, as she found happiness in her personal life and continued to dedicate herself to her work for the community. After their marriage, Princess Anne and Timothy Lawrence chose a quiet, private life in Scotland. Timothy has always been a supportive partner, assisting Anne in her royal duties and charitable work. Their relationship is strong and warm, unaffected by public attention. They lead a simple, close-knit life, serving as a testament to maintaining love and stability in a world full of challenges. One of the most shocking events in Princess Anne's life was the kidnapping attempt in 1974. The kidnapper, Ian Ball, had planned to abduct the Queen's daughter and demand a ransom of $2 million. However, when he ordered Princess Anne to get out of the car, she firmly responded, "Not bloody likely." In a dramatic turn of events, her security team fought back fiercely, and Anne showed extraordinary courage by refusing to obey the kidnapper's command. Ultimately, Ball was apprehended, and no one was seriously injured. In 1976, Princess Anne experienced a serious accident when she fell off her horse during a badminton event. She dislocated her shoulder and bruised her body. However, after a period of rest and treatment, Anne made a full recovery and returned to participate in equestrian competitions. Her resilience and determination to overcome challenges once again demonstrated the unwavering spirit of a royal who refuses to give up. In 2002, an unfortunate incident occurred when Princess Anne's German Shepherd attacked two boys on her property. Despite taking responsibility for not controlling the dog, Anne received strong support from her brother King Charles. Their family bond has always been a solid emotional support, helping Anne navigate the challenges and difficulties in her personal life. Princess Anne also faced great personal loss when both her parents passed away. Queen Elizabeth II died on September 8, 2022, at the age of 96, and Prince Philip passed away a year earlier at the age of 99. Despite enduring the pain of these losses, Anne remained strong, continuing to support her brother King Charles during these difficult times. Her role within the royal family during the mourning period highlighted the resilience and sense of duty that Princess Anne has always carried. King Charles, the eldest son of Queen Elizabeth II, and Prince Philip was born on November 14, 1948. His life has been deeply intertwined with great expectations and royal duties. However, during his childhood, King Charles also had the chance to experience exciting travels, stepping away from royal protocols. He attended Cheam Preparatory School and later Gordonstown in Scotland, which was renowned for its strict discipline. However, Charles did not feel at ease there and once described it as a harsh experience. After leaving Gordonstown, King Charles went on to study at the University of Cambridge, where he focused on archaeology and anthropology. His time at Cambridge was an opportunity to broaden his horizons and explore the world beyond the royal family. It was during this period that King Charles had memorable educational trips to Australia and the Caribbean, expanding his understanding of various cultures. Despite being members of the royal family with numerous responsibilities, Princess Anne and King Charles maintain a special sibling bond. They have always been close, sharing and supporting each other through many challenges. Together, they have navigated the pressures of royal life and maintained a deep connection, serving as a shining example of unity within the royal family. The bond between Princess Anne and King Charles has been forged through numerous challenges, starting from their childhood days riding horses together in the countryside. They shared not only joyful moments, but also memorable adventures. Unlike many other royal siblings, Anne and Charles never allowed rivalry to divide their relationship. They both understood the weight of their responsibilities within the monarchy, but always chose to stand by each other, offering comfort and support. Both Anne and Charles have faced the pressures of public life since they were children, but their relationship has only grown stronger over time. Anne has always stood by her brother, especially during the most challenging moments, such as when Queen Elizabeth II passed away. Her unwavering support during the Queen's passing was crucial, and she played an important role in supporting Charles as he stepped into his new role as king. During Charles's coronation, Anne was one of the key figures in organizing and coordinating important events, ensuring her brother received the maximum support. Anne's selflessness toward her brother became even more apparent when Charles was diagnosed with cancer in February 2024. Despite her own packed schedule, Anne did not hesitate to take on many of Charles's royal duties, fully understanding the importance of supporting him during this challenging time. Her dedication to her brother's well-being is a testament to the deep love and commitment they share. In addition to caring for Charles during his illness, Anne did not hesitate to ask questions and challenge those around her when she felt it was necessary. A clear example of this was when her sister-in-law, Camilla, went on holiday shortly after Charles was diagnosed with cancer. Anne privately confronted Camilla, suggesting that as queen consort, she should take on more responsibilities during this difficult time to support Charles. This action not only showed Anne's deep concern for her brother, but also highlighted her protective nature and determination to prioritize his well-being above all else. The relationship between Anne and Charles is not only reflected in words but also in the selfless actions Anne has taken for the benefit of the family. She once relinquished her right to the throne to support her brother's ascension as King Charles. This gesture exemplifies her unconditional love and devotion to him. Anne's willingness to sacrifice, even if it meant giving up a personal privilege, stands as a testament to her noble character and the deep love she has for her brother. Despite facing challenges and pressures in her royal role, Princess Anne has never allowed differences, whether within the family or in her work, to interfere with her relationship with Charles. She always puts her brother's needs first, knowing that family is the strongest support during difficult times. Their sibling bond has weathered all trials and has only grown stronger, reflecting a love and loyalty that is unshakable. The sibling relationship between Anne and Charles is a testament to the resilience and bond of the royal family during challenging times. When King Charles mourned and paid tribute to his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, at the memorial service, he also expressed deep admiration and love for her. Throughout their lives, they have always been steadfast pillars of support for each other, and their family love continues to be one of the most important values within the royal family. And those are the never-before-seen moments, the deep emotions that even the royal family couldn't avoid. Prince William, with all the love and pain in his heart, couldn't hold back tears as he watched the special footage of his mother and brother Harry. Will these memories change the relationship between the royal family members? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe, so you won't miss more emotional stories from the British royal family. Thank you for watching.